Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to another episode of FTB. Today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter, just because I'm recording this at like 6:50 in the morning, and I have to be at work at 8. So I'm just going to kind of upload this, get it rendering and getting uploading on Sony Vegas. That way I can still make sure to have some videos for you guys. I didn't have anything yesterday just because as soon as I got home from work, I ended up, for my new job, I was exhausted. But I ended up going out to eat with my fiance, so didn't really get to upload it or make anything good for you guys. And for that, I do apologize, but I have been hard at work. As you can see, I've actually completely cleared out this place. I've got all of my tanks, I've got all the coke ovens, everything down here, even all the gold cable I had under there. Everything's cleared out. All that was left was really just this one last chest, which has mostly nothing of super value with the exception of my shards here, and of course the chest itself. Now my quarry finally finished, and I gotta say, I thought that this quarry was going to be awful. You guys see my diamonds right there? 43 diamonds. That's amazing. I had like 8 before that, and oh, yep. Cheeky skeleton. Where the heck did he come from? And he wasn't there, and then he was. Alright. Yeah, I had, absolutely nothing. Like, the majority of this particular pit, it was almost all cobblestone. I got a little bit of gold. Gold was a little bit more common once I got down to bedrock, evidently. As was redstone, but even redstone I didn't get nearly as much as I thought I would. And then the diamonds, I got way more than I was expecting. 35 diamonds, that's amazing. I've got my new house set up down there. I've also located some chickens off in that direction, which is kind of convenient, but it was also kind of inconvenient because I went out looking for them. I was trying to set up a nice little farmstead at my new house, and the silly thing is I forgot that chickens require seed, and I thought I could use wheat, but that was not the case. Anyway, as a follow-up for my 16.5 episode, I spaced these guys out every 4 booster tracks. I put in a detector rail. It works most of the time, and it also kind of lines up like way up here somewhere where the detector will line up with the pillar. It works most of the time. Occasionally there'll be a little bit of a server side lag on the game, which will prevent it from actually letting me smoothly flow through. But yeah, I'm going to just kind of leave all this stuff here because this is basically what still came out of the bottom of that even after I finished building my house over there. So, going to go ahead and reclaim these guys, which, geez, it burned like another 3% on the battery pack here. Break these. Now, I know my, my thing here is 600k energy. I kind of don't want to just break it, but I do have a lot of energy on my advanced lap pack that we made a couple episodes back, episode 15 I guess. And yeah, I think I can be okay with this for now. I'm not really worried about producing anything off of machines like an extreme amount of smelted iron, smelted what have you. I'm just trying to use it for the amazing resource with my drill and my saw. And here we have our triumphant ride along the jungle. It's pretty nice. I like it. It's nice and smooth. I love the sound effect from Rails. It sounds very nice compared to how it used to sound, because the last time I really used Rails was sometime back in vanilla. You can see my farm is coming up here. I just heard an Enderman back there. And oh yeah, I also love that the carts now dump you out like 1 block over and behind. My house. Now I haven't actually thought of a name for the house. I figured you guys might be able to assist me in coming up with a nice name. I was thinking Castle Mac, but you know, this is kind of a labor of love, and it took me a lot of effort, especially to get this big sloped roof over here. But first, before I go inside the house, I show you out here. I blew a little bit of my glowstone. I'm making some blocks down there. I've got a nice little farm here. It isn't quite populated yet because I haven't sat over here and done an excessive amount of effort. I think I've bred the cows twice, so I have 2 new cows. I've bred the sheep once, so I have 1 new sheep, and the pigs I don't have any carrots for, so I can't breed them. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at with the farm here. But it looks nice, and the majority of the grass here is grass that naturally occurred. Same with the flowers. It's it's relatively nice and peaceful area. Here we have the house itself. I used some micro blocks up there on the upper floor of the tower. This is just where I stored any seeds and crap when I was building. I had a chest out here, but I've already moved it inside. I'm not really fond of this this middle portion here. The castle tower thing looks awesome. This looks awesome. I even put little bricks and stuff missing out of the side by using steps to simulate like I've got some parts of it falling in disarray. But otherwise, it looks awesome. That middle part there doesn't look quite so awesome. So from the first room here, this is kind of a grand hall. Up here up the stairs, I have a bedroom, which isn't quite really furnished at all. I'll put some pictures up, and I'll put some item frames up and stuff like that. Then in this room is going to be my Thaumcraft and my Mistcraft room. Thaumcraft down here on the big stone floor. Mistcraft, books and bookshelves and stuff going to be held up here on the upper floor. Just for the sake of things, I've already installed a lava pit, and I put a little bit of glass right here so that way I don't fall into the lava pit. So convenient. That way I can put a little cauldron thing over the top of this, a crucible, and then be able to get water here, fill it up here, and it'll just stay at heat. Outside here, I have a little garden. I've been already planted my sugarcane, my cacti, wheat. I have some more henequen, which is used for henequen is used for fiber. You can basically make it into string, which I also have flax here for as well. Flax continues to regrow even after you break off the top block, but since it is 2 blocks high, it does take a little while to actually get to that second block. So this is kind of a faster alternative. Every 4 of these, you can make 1 string. Then I also have corn growing over here. Down this hole back here, I was lucky and convenient enough, I haven't actually mined any of the ores that are down here, to find a spider spawner. So this is kind of cool. I didn't actually even clean out the chest, but I do have some books with infinity in here, which was awesome. I have some amber. I can take that right now. I got some tin as well. I'll take that. And a knowledge fragment. Now, I'm not 100%... Ooh, acacia sapling. That's kind of awesome. Now, I'm not 1,000% sure on knowledge fragments, but I can assume that they are part of Thaumcraft, as that's like 16 knowledge, and that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna kind of set up a little farming system here. As you can see, I put in columns when I initially encountered this guy, and that was more or less just to keep the spiders in and allow me to just sit there and beat at them. Oh, uranium! How did I miss uranium? We have some aluminum and iron and amber and stuff up there, but not focusing on that right now because I do have a limited amount of time. Back into the house once again. I like what I did with all of these guys. I put wood underneath the border of the area here using my jungle leaf blocks. These portions don't have wood, and I could have swore that leaves were going to break after a period of time or decay after a period of time if you don't have wood attached to them. But I don't know. These seem to be doing fine. I think it was like you had a distance to work by or something, but maybe if it's sheared and placed, it doesn't matter. It's no big deal. Anyway, moving on from my magic side of the building, I'm going over here to my industrial side of the building. Now this is going to be basically my power supply, and all my good neat things generating power are going to sit up here. But then down below here, I'm going to have power fed down and going to the machines. I'm probably end up running power lines either through the floor or through the wall and using some facades to help that along. I've also preemptively hollowed out an area beneath here, so that way I can run a proper sorting system, something that'll actually be nice and be worthwhile, and I can incorporate well into this. Not going up the tower quite yet, just because there's nothing of super import up there other than some micro blocks. I made 4 coke ovens this time. I had a little extra clay bricks, as you might have noticed in some previous episodes, and I had preemptively saved 26 bricks, so that way I could make an additional coke oven. Now these guys have been running for a little while. As you can see, they're all sitting 21, 30, and 30. I have already got these guys funneling into a larger creosote oil tank, so that's the thing. This also is quit doing the bug that it had been previously doing, where these blocks, for whatever reason, were disappearing and becoming invisible. So yay, we can see these again. I guess that's the same with the micro blocks up there, which look pretty nice. Over here I have some tanks. This one's going to be a lava tank. I don't have anything in it, but this is the max size iron tank that you can build with Railcraft. Now this guy is holds 5,488 buckets, which is quite a bit of lava. And this guy over here holds the same amount. Now this one's just water, this one's a Mac, this one's a 9, M9. See what I did there. Also, it looks like I didn't quite match up my sides here, because this one's just a glass block and the other side has an iron block. No matter. No matter. Looks like I stayed consistent with the remainder of these. I am absolutely completely tapped on those, so I'd have to set up my rolling machine in order to make more iron blocks for that. So next, let's take you guys up to see the view. Now I'm kind of in a cool spot for biomes here, because well, this will be where I put my solar cells. I'm kind of in a cool spot for biomes here because I'm sitting in the midst. I like my little parapet wall here. I'm sitting in the midst between a couple of extremes. I've got a jungle biome down there. I have a glacier biome right here, which looks really cool. You got all this ice and all these things right there. I've got a forest biome over here. I've got a large volcano, big flat one over here. You can see I've already cleared off some massive chunks of it just so I could be able to use my basalt brick here on this place. You can also see where I'm using water generation up there with the aqueous accumulators. Over in this direction, I have another small desert, followed by a tundra, followed by a snow wasteland, winter wasteland. And I think over in that direction, and I'm pretty certain over in that direction was a swamp. Now I picked this particular spot to go ahead and set up a house because when I was doing the little time lapse, I was just kind of digging my way to a location through the forest to see what kind of looked nice. And I came to this area and it was nice, it was big, it was open and flat, and I didn't really have that in my previous areas. And I was like, well, I kind of needed something that was easy to access. So I went ahead and threw up camp here. And then I was like, well, I have all these nice Thaumcraft trees. I have all these things that indicate that this is probably a high thaumic area. I don't know if that's still a thing with this current version of Thaumcraft where it actually matters how magical an area is for you. But I decided to go ahead and settle in here just because it was really nice, really pretty looking, and kind of in the seat of multiple directions of power, of really nice looking things. Now I have dug out a little bit underneath this place as well. I just kind of connected this over in this direction, trying to find a naturally occurring surface cave, which kind of like fed back up that way. I just kind of blocked it off with dirt though because it was underneath my garden portion. And this area also goes over and connects next to the spider spawner. But as you can see, it's just kind of a cave system. I've cleared out a lot of it, but once you get far enough down there, and a little bit of coal over here, because I was like, it's coal. We got tons of coal. Once you get far enough down here, there's eventually a point at about floor 32 that I don't have anything mined, so it's still a veritable bounty of things to find down here. Let's see, I had one other thing that I really needed to announce. When I reset up my quarry, I'm probably going to end up setting it up underground over toward the glacier biome just because it'll be hidden. Now, I have actually dug a bit into the glacier biome, but just because the cave system down there eventually connects into it. It's no big deal, to be quite fair. But yeah, it's more that I'm wanting to keep the surface world kind of pristine, and that's what I'm going to do to that end. And I'll try and automate everything with a nice hidden underground series of pipes. I might have enough gold now that I could be able to do a full set of gold transport pipes, which would save me just so much time. I guess really the only thing well, almost 3 full stacks, is just making sure that I can get it into here, that it'll be able to sort in here before eventually arriving back up here in my fancy pants receiving of sorting room. I'm also going to need to upgrade more chests to at least silver or iron quality. I do have a ton of silver, so silver is probably more likely to begin with, but we'll see. Anyway, that's going to have to do it for me today. I've got to be at work in like 40 minutes, meaning I got to get this guy up into Sony Vegas, get it uploading and rendering. I also need to bone up on my Thaumcraft, that way I have a little bit more I can talk on for you guys with Thaumcraft. But in the meantime, I think this house looks pretty sweet. It's not my best. I never think that any house is my best, because my best work is always kind of subjective. Sometimes I have good stuff and sometimes I don't, and I don't think this is a sample of my best, but it's certainly really neat, and I love what I did with the roof on this side. The roof is really cool, and listen to me getting distracted over this again. So once again, this has been Warmac9, and I will see you next time. Wait. Where's my button? Oh, yeah. See you guys next time.